Disclaimer: this video contains no spoilers. 2K Games recently launched a new marketing campaign called the Family Code series, where they will be showcasing gameplay deep dives of Mafia The Old Country. Each video will be narrated by a different character from the Torrisi crime family. The first video is narrated by the Don himself. So let's get right to it. Children. For the first time in the 2K Mafia game series, there will be children in the game's world. Note how I said the 2K Mafia game series, because in Mafia 1 Classic from 2002, there's one child in the game, Frank Coletti's daughter in Chapter 10, Omerta.
You've come to save us! I am indebted to you! Where is Frank?
I don't think in 2025 the developers will let you shoot and kill children due to obvious reasons. Instinct Mode. Enzo is seen striking enemies from the shadows underground. This segment reveals Instinct Mode for the very first time. Instinct Mode lets you detect foes through environmental obstacles. This is very similar to Listen Mode from The Last of Us, where you can sense enemies through walls like a sonar. It highlights enemies as white silhouettes, giving you a tactical advantage for stealth.
What you see, what you hear, it belongs to me.
Stealth. Enzo can throw a coin to lure an enemy. This feature is very similar to Mafia 3, but instead of whistling, you can throw a coin. And unlike Mafia 3 where you can whistle an infinite amount of times, in Mafia TOC you have a limited amount of coins, so you have to be strategic in your playthrough. If you run out of coins, you can pick up bottles from your surroundings and throw them to distract or lure enemies.
Never forget that. Our enemies.
You can choose to choke enemies out and render them unconscious, or kill them quickly with your knife. Choking enemies will trigger a QuickTime event, so if you don't mash the button quick enough, you risk the enemy slipping your grasp and alerting others. On the other hand, using a knife to kill enemies is quicker, but it will decrease your knife's lifespan. The choice is up to you. Take your time and risk being seen, or use your knife quickly to eliminate enemies. In this opera house, Enzo chokes a carabinieri until he's unconscious. In 1900 Sicily, the carabinieri were Italy's national police force who were also like soldiers. They kept law and order, investigated crimes, and often fought against bandits and the rising power of the mafia.
And without hesitation.
The opera house is based on the Teatro Massimo, located in Palermo, Sicily. This theater was featured in the 1990 The Godfather Part 3 movie. Mission Freedom. This scene is from Chapter 5 of Mafia The Old Country, when Enzo is tasked to infiltrate Ludovici's villa. In the previous 9 minutes of gameplay footage, Enzo uses the left entrance and picks the gate's lock to enter the compound. However, in this gameplay, Enzo uses the main entrance to enter. Similar to Mafia 1 Classic, there are different ways to complete mission tasks. The game doesn't force you to take a specific linear path when it comes to gameplay combat. In Mafia 1 Classic, in Mission 11, Visiting Rich People, you can choose to infiltrate the prosecutor's villa by the back door by yourself, or you can use Salvatore to lockpick the side entrance to let you in.
There you go, Chief.
Mafia The Old Country offers you the same freedom to complete missions uniquely. You can also complete missions entirely in stealth. You don't have to go in guns blazing all the time. Hangar 13 developers have given you the freedom on how you want to tackle missions. Cinematic sequences. The game will have cinematic action sequences. In this scene, Enzo is on the rooftops of San Celeste, chasing someone. Note the other NPCs on the roof and the confetti in the background. This scene suggests a mission where you'll be part of a parade, celebrating a Catholic procession. You might need to act as a bodyguard for the Don, protecting him from any threats. The chase on foot forces Enzo into the streets, where the enemy escapes in an automobile. Enzo then grabs a horse to keep the chase going. While Enzo is on horseback, he shoots the fleeing enemy with a Vendetti lever-action pistol. The chase ends when the enemy crashes his car into an oncoming pickup truck, sending his vehicle tumbling down in the woods. The enemy then flees on foot with Enzo close behind, continuing the pursuit. Valle Dorate. As Enzo rides out to deliver Don Torrisi's message across the Valle Dorate, he'll get a taste of what soldados must do to earn their place in the Mafia. This sentence is from an article from the official Mafia game website. I assume this wooded area showcases the Valle Dorate, which means Golden Valley. This is a newly confirmed location in the game. Knives. Hangar 13 developers have confirmed that different knives will have different stats and abilities.
It's the player's knife. You can choose from different knives in the game. Each knife has got different attributes and skills associated with it. So you can kind of like, some knives you can throw, some knives give you bonuses in other aspects of combat.
If the knife has a throwing ability, you can throw it at enemies from a distance. However, throwing a knife will cost 1 knife health bar. In this case, Enzo's knife has 3 health bars. This means you have to be careful in how you tackle missions, because using your knife to kill someone will shorten its lifespan by 1 knife health bar. A whetstone icon displays the amount of sharpening stones Enzo has. Enzo can sharpen his knife with a whetstone. The sharpening stone restores your knife's health completely, but at the cost of the whetstone. Character evolution. If you look closely at Enzo's face, you can see that he has facial hair in this chapter. As you progress through the game's story, Enzo's age and appearance will change. It appears in this chapter, Enzo will have facial hair, possibly due to lack of sleep, depression, lack of free time, or simply aesthetics. Who knows? Enzo is seen here holding a Bodeo model 1889 revolver with a Spencer 1860 rifle holstered on his back. Environmental combat. In this scene, Enzo throws a grenade to take enemies out. He then uses his double-barreled shotgun to shoot at a kerosene lamp to engulf the surrounding area in flames. You can use your surrounding area to your advantage by shooting at oil lamps to quickly take out enemies. Miscellaneous gameplay. Enzo is seen here collecting protection money at gunpoint from a citrus business owner that forgot to pay Don Torrisi his dues. In this scene, enemies are shooting at Enzo and a fellow Torrisi associate from the San Celeste Cathedral Tower. This is the same area as Mafia 2's Chapter 1 The Old Country, but 38 years earlier. Instead of the Mussolini statue, there's a statue that appears to be the founder of San Celeste. He looks like a Spanish explorer. We'll get more information about this character in the fictional town of San Celeste as the game releases. The groundstone textures appear to be the same style as Mafia 2, but more realistic in high definition. I posted a quick comparison to Twitter and it went viral. A lot of people in the comments were saying Mafia 2 looks better, but that's probably because I took it on my PC with Mafia 2 on maxed out graphics settings. The screenshot above of Mafia The Old Country was taken on a PS5 Pro, and I took this screen from PlayStation's YouTube's re-upload of the trailer, which is at a lower quality than the official Mafia Game channel's video. Here we can see the doors to the cathedral are open. It's possible we may be able to visit the interiors of stores and other buildings during mission objectives, just like in Mafia 2. In this scene, Enzo is walking with Isabella to escort her to the church. On the right side, you can see 2 store signs for Barbieri. This may be a reference to Roman the Butcher Barbieri from Mafia 3. It's possible we might see his parents in the game or even him as a kid. He could be one of the 4 returning Mafia characters in the game. Knife duels. For the very first time in the Mafia game series, there are knife duels. Unlike Mafia 2's simplistic melee combat system with only 3 options, light hit, hard hit, and hold to dodge, in Mafia The Old Country there are a staggering 5 options: slash, thrust, strike, dodge, and parry. Heavy attacks from enemies can't be parried and must be dodged by you, the player. Horse riding. For the very first time in the Mafia game series, you can ride horses to travel. In this scene, you can see the destination waypoint symbol above Luca's head. If you don't like seeing this symbol as you travel, you can go to the game setting and turn objective indicator off, just like in the Mafia 1 remake. Each individual horse in the game has unique handling and speed, along with a varying number of spur icons. These icons represent the amount of speed boosts you can continuously use. As seen in the gameplay footage, Enzo activates a spur icon with the button RB for a burst of speed. Once used, it appears you'll have to wait until the cooldown period is over before you can spur your horse again for speed. In Mafia The Old Country, you'll be able to purchase horses. There's also a tab with a horse saddle icon. This is where you can most likely customize your horse with accessories. Driving. Enzo is driving with Cesare in the passenger seat as they chase someone. The vehicle is in 4th gear, driving over 100 km per hour or 62 miles per hour down a small bridge. According to the speedometer, you can drive in manual and change gears, similar to Mafia 1 Classic and the Mafia 1 remake. There's also a fuel gauge. This means the immersive feature of running out of gas from Mafia 1 and Mafia 2 returns in Mafia The Old Country. There's also a lightning bolt with a circle above it. This most likely represents the health of the engine. This indicator probably turns red if the car breaks down. Many early automobiles, especially those produced before the 1920s, did not have electric starter motors as standard equipment. To start the engine, you had to manually rotate the crankshaft using a hand crank. The feature of cranking the car when it breaks down has been confirmed by game director Alex Cox.
And you have to crank them when they break down, right?
The horses?
No, the cars, you mean. The cars. Sorry.
Of the cars.
It sounds completely different to a modern car.
This is somewhat similar to Mafia 2's feature of repairing the car's engine when it breaks down. As you may have noticed by now, there's no minimap present on the screen when driving. This means the game's map is most likely toggleable like Mafia 1 Classic, where the map is accessed by holding a button in real time. Or maybe there's no minimap at all, and to navigate you have to follow the imaginary pointer signs indicating the direction of your destination. This feature was present in the Mafia 1 remake. Mafia Definitive Edition had imaginary road signs telling you where to go. The pointer signs in Mafia The Old Country are authentic to the game's time period. If you don't like seeing these pointer signs, you can go to the game's setting and turn GPS line on minimap off, just like in the Mafia 1 remake. At the start of this video, we can see a disclaimer on the bottom which says, contains gameplay and cinematics captured on PlayStation 5 Pro, some angles adjusted for trailer use. This video is 4K 60 frames per second. A 4K trailer doesn't necessarily mean the game is running at 4K 60 FPS. It just means it's outputting at that resolution. I'd assume the game on PS5 Pro will be 60 FPS with a lower resolution upscaled to 4K. If you enjoyed playing Mafia 1 and Mafia 2, then you'll enjoy playing Mafia The Old Country. This game is expected to be around the same length as Mafia 1 and 2, so around 10 to 12 hours to complete. 20 hours if you want to be a completionist and get all achievements. Next week is the final Mafia Monday, an exclusive collaboration between 2K Games and IGN for the entire month of July. On Monday, there will be a deep dive interview with Mafia The Old Country's game director Alex Cox and Hangar 13 president Nick Baines about returning Mafia to its linear roots. IGN already screwed up the first two Mafia Mondays. The first Mafia Monday, they released 9 minutes of new gameplay footage, but the video had poor graphics. This wasn't YouTube compression. 2K Games personally sent them high-quality 4K 60 FPS footage, but IGN slapped their watermark logo onto the footage and exported the video at a low bitrate in their video editing program. And for the second Mafia Monday, IGN released 16 minutes of a hands-on preview with very heavy story spoilers. There were 5 minutes of spoiler cutscenes. IGN also spelled Hangar 13 wrong. They spelled it with an E instead of an A. Keep in mind that IGN has over 15 million subscribers on their main YouTube channel, and they're the ones with the exclusive collaboration with 2K Games for the entire month of July. This is the quality control of this fine establishment. Luckily for Mafia game fans, this week IGN didn't release any video. Instead, they released 6 new in-game screenshots of the Torrisi crime family along with their bios. They published this via an article on their website. If you want to see these new 6 images and listen to the background of the main characters, then check out my video, Meet Your Mafia Family. This video is located in my Mafia The Old Country playlist. On the bright side, we only have one final Mafia Monday to look forward to, on July 28th. Hopefully IGN doesn't spoil the game story again. If they decide to reveal any spoilers next week, I'll be sure to release a spoilers-free version for my subscribers. For the latest Mafia The Old Country news, updates, and content, subscribe to Mafia Game Videos.